Hello, Jen here, and it is Christmas in June. Happy half Christmas, Merry half Christmas. 6 months, guys, 6 months until Christmas. Yay! I actually love Christmas, so I'm totally happy to count down at the 6 month mark, and I don't feel bad for it. I don't feel ashamed at all. So yes, welcome to Christmas in June. At the beginning of the video, I showed a layout that I'm scraplifting. It was created by Leonie Neal Dawson for Pink Fresh Studio, and I just thought it was very sweet and kind of simple, but has a few cute little details, and I really liked the idea of the Christmas package or a Christmas present with some ribbon. I really don't use enough ribbon. It's something that I think we all probably have a ton of in our stash, kind of like washi tape. It's one of those things where you just collect it, and then you don't use it. So I really liked the idea of being able to use it, and I knew I had this paper. So that was kind of exciting for me that I actually had the same paper, and I think it was really nice to use it as a background. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So all I've done so far is I just picked a photo and I backed it on some gold paper. And then I tested a couple of doilies because I like the idea of putting the doily behind there just like Leonie does. And actually, I do that quite often when I'm wrapping presents, especially if I'm giving them to someone not here in the home, like they're not going to be under our Christmas tree. I like to put a doily under my ribbon as well, and then it kind of gives a little spot where you can create a fun little cluster with the tag and with a bow and things like that. So I'm glad she did that. I probably saw it from somewhere and just learned to do that, but I think it's just a really nice touch, and it definitely is something I do. So I decided to go with a smaller doily instead of the larger one, but it still just gives a nice place to create a bit of a cluster. And then I went into my 31 gifts bag. You can see it right there with the owls on it. And I can't remember what that bag is called, but it's just the little zip-up pouch. Oh, that actually might be what it's called. The zipper pouch? Maybe. So I keep all of my kind of collected bits of ribbon in there. You know, the things you get off of Christmas packages and pajamas and all that kind of stuff. And I just throw it all in there, and I also have some Christmas washi and things in there. So I went through it and I picked out this white ribbon. I had thought about maybe doing like a green ribbon or something like that, but I kind of like the way that the original has just that classic white. And so I decided to go with the white, and there you can kind of see what my thinking is. If I kind of tuck that doily in behind there, you just see a little bit of it kind of peeking out. It's just that little bit of detail, but it doesn't fight too much with anything else. And same with the ribbon. I feel like if it was a different color, it might contrast too much, and then you're kind of fighting with everything else to pick up all the details. And then with everything being white, all of these embellishments that I add can really kind of pop and contrast with the color, which is part of what makes the original layout so stunning, is just that kind of turquoisey color that contrasts with the red. So the main reason I picked gold in behind my picture is because you can see there it's a very warm, kind of natural, rustic feel to the picture. We were at a hotel in Banff. So it's in a national park, and nature is what Banff is all about. So the hotel had a very kind of rustic Christmas theme to it. And so I thought that gold just worked really good to kind of highlight the picture. And I'm going to use a couple little touches of gold here and there, but I didn't want to bring in that really dark contrasting color that I normally would bring in. So for all of these other embellishments, I'm sticking to that kind of lighter blue aqua color, along with some red and a little bit of cream and white. So the collection that the paper comes from is the Pink Fresh Studio Christmas Wishes collection. And then this little collection here that I have is the Fancy Pants Wish Season. I think it's Wish Season, yeah. It has a very similar color scheme, and I don't have any of the papers for it. I just have a couple of the little embellishments. And so I pulled those out because I know that it had a few kind of more of that light kind of aqua color to it. So I threw in a couple little words. One says sparkle and the other one says wonderful, I think. And then here I pulled out some of the Simple Stories stickers that I have. They have a bit more of a cream base to them, but I kind of felt like it was okay to mix them in because I'm not using a ton of them and I'm covering up a lot of the background. I just really wanted the red in it. And the ribbon is not a stark white like the words and the doily are. So I feel like it's kind of a good balance that I can have those little touches of cream and white kind of mixed together. So I put a couple little stickers there, and like I said, I covered up those squares, so really it's just the words. I think one says Happy Holidays and the other one says Believe. Those are kind of what I wanted out of that. And then I have a couple of the little tiny little circle stickers. One says Ho Ho Ho, one says Noel. Just those little details that I'm adding in and kind of tucking into my clusters. I have a couple of these little sheets of word stickers that are clear, so it's just gold and then the sticker is clear. So I'm spreading those around just to have those tiny touches of gold in each of my clusters. And I haven't put my bow down yet because I want to build all of my clusters first, so everything's kind of tucked in and nestled in. But I keep going back to the bow just so I have a reference, so that I know that nothing is getting covered up completely by it. So that little word, that one I think says peace. It was covered up, so I just had to move it. And then from Stamping Up, I have these little embellishments that came in one of their Christmas Project Life kits. So it's just these little plastic stars. They're a little bit darker than the rubber stickers that I'm using, but not too far off, so I'm okay with that. And then these little kind of crystal clear enamel stars, and then just some red enamel dots. So now that my clusters are basically done, I want to put my bow on, and I have this little tag that I bought at Dollarama, I think. Or it might have been Winners. Anyways, they're really cute because they're a wooden tag, but then you can pull the center out. And I had several different designs, but I think this is the only design I have left. And it's supposed to be a cute little Christmas ornament. And so I was going to use the whole tag and kind of make it look like that was the tag, but I felt it was really big and it really stood out. So I've just pulled off the little ornament, and now I'm going to use one of these other tags that I have, and it's mostly white, so I feel like it blends in a little bit more. I still wanted it to be pretty big and prominent, but I felt like the wood was just so clunky and big. It kind of competed with the picture. So this is a little bit better. It says Noel in gold, so that kind of brings the gold in, but it's mostly white. And so now I can just kind of stick that tag down. I stuck the ornament onto the tag, and then the bow, I'm just going to put a little tiny dot of adhesive to kind of keep it open so it doesn't smush all together. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention that the sticker that says Merry Christmas, that came from My Mind's Eye. I thought I was going to use more things off of that sticker sheet, but I didn't end up using anything. And you can see there, it has a couple extra colors, like that kind of almost lime green to it, but I've got the bow mostly covering that up. And then I also added 3 little holly leaves and berries from a photo play paper sticker sheet. And I know I said I didn't want to add that darker kind of contrasting green color, but I think it helps your eye to move around the page just to have those little bits of darker green. And then I finished the whole thing off with a splash of Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Gold and a little splash of this green here. It's actually from Dollarama, but it's just a nice dark green, and I'm doing just a few teeny tiny little dots. I didn't want to have too much of that dark color all over. But you can see that in the original layout too, that she has some darker splatters in her little cluster areas as well. So I definitely wanted to throw those in there. And that is it for this layout. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I absolutely love scrapbooking Christmas, so thank you for coming and celebrating along with me. The links for everybody else who's celebrating today are down below, so you can go and wish them a happy half Christmas or a merry half Christmas. And until next time, happy scrapping. Stay safe. Bye.